Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a little bit, but we haven't been having too many new releases lately, and now it seems like we are just having more and more. So I bring to you today Paragon's newest collection. This is going to be dropping on July 15th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the early release. And as always, I will put the early release code on my Instagram stories the morning of the drop. I'm so excited to show you guys all these colors. And also at the end of this video, potentially end of this video, maybe like middle of this video, Paragon also did do a new core collection restock with some brand new colors. So I'll go over a few of those colors as well, which this is one of them. So of course I had to start the video with it, but more on that later. So this collection is called Gym Brat. These colors are screaming summer. I've been wearing a few of these already. I absolutely love bright colors, especially on a nice warm summer day. I think they're just so flattering and honestly so appropriate, of course. So we're gonna go over all these new colors as well as some brand new shorts that Paragon has just put out. They did have some brand new tops too, so I'm going to be going over as much as I possibly can squeeze into this video. And also, if you guys do like content like this and you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. As always, drop a like on this video, and of course, leave in the comments down below which one of these items is your favorite. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go over the colors in this collection, which, by the way, if you guys are looking to save 10% on your order, I would greatly appreciate it if you can use my code. I'll have it listed down below as well, but it is ASHLEYJ10, and like I said, that does save you 10% on your order. So let's go over the new colors. There are 5 new ones here. We will start with this first one, and by the way, I will also be having some color comparisons. So if any of these seem like they might be repeats to you guys, something similar to what you might already have, we will go over all that in just a sec after I do some introductions, of course, and that way if it's maybe something similar, you'll at least know before purchasing. So this is the color Juicy. I love this color. It is like one of my favorite colors that I just like keep putting in my closet every single time I see anything that comes out in anything similar to this color. So very appropriate name, Juicy. This is the color Abyss. Just a nice, beautiful, like muted blue. I don't even know how I would describe it, but we got more blues. I feel like in almost every collection we've been seeing lately, we just keep seeing a lot of blues. So it must be the color that everybody's just kind of leaning towards. I've been complaining that Paragon has not been putting out light shorts. We keep getting light tops, but not a lot of light shorts. So finally we ended up getting a light bottom. So this is the color Lemon Lime. Is she squat proof? We're gonna find out momentarily because, well, you know, it's a light color. Next up, and I think this is actually probably my favorite out of the entire launch, this is Hot Tropic. I'm such a sucker for like a hot pink red color. Love, 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 love. And last but not least, we have the color Apricot, which is basically orange, of course. This isn't their new material, but I might have to adjust my lighting a little bit to show you better, but we got some oranges, and then of course all these items will be coming out in a staple black as always. Okay, so when I said color comparisons, I'm not joking. I have a lot to compare for you guys. Some of them, they're gonna be like drastically different. Maybe like on screen, you might think it looks like a similar color, but when you put them up close together, they're vastly different. Let me set my arsenal down here. All right, so I think we'll just start from the beginning and work our way down. So this color Juicy, I think the most comparable, there's gonna be a few different ones. So this is the color Easy Breezy. This just came out a couple launches ago. So this one's a much darker hue than this one. This one's way more baby blue. Okay, these two colors are from the Oasis collection. This front one is Tropical Breeze. I forgot what this one was, but it was the one that was like similar and didn't actually like full-blown match because of materials. But once again, side by side, way lighter here than these two colors. This one I think is probably going to be the closest. So this is from the Solstice collection. I do not remember the name. I'm sorry, but it was the one that had the halter, and they are both rec stretch. So like I said, this would be the closest. It is very, very similar, but really the only difference you can see from the naked eye is the fact that this has a slight more of like a greenish tone, and this one is a little bit more like blue undertones. But these are probably the closest in comparison. Lastly would be the color Macaroon, which came out in the Sugar High, I believe it's Sugar High collection, but Macaroon is much lighter in my opinion, so not super duper close to this new color Juicy. All right, next up we're gonna go with Abyss. So I got a lot of blues to show you for Abyss. Okay, so this was the set from the Coastal collection. I believe this color is called Jet Set. So if I compare the two side by side, Jet Set is way more poppy of a blue. This is much more muted. Next would be, this is from the Core collection. This color is Mystique. So if I compare this to Mystique, pretty similar. Mystique's just, once again, a bit more poppy than Abyss. This color, once again, was from the Solstice collection. I do not remember the name of this blue, but these two are probably the most similar, but this one is a much like brighter blue. Once again, more muted. It doesn't pick it up on the camera as well, but you can kind of see. And then lastly, I believe this was from the Elevation collection. Once again, I don't remember the name. I'm so sorry. But this is definitely the closest out of everything. Okay, so for Lemon Lime, I literally have nothing. I think this is like a brand new color variation for Paragon because I have not a single thing that would be of even close proximity to this color. So we're gonna completely skip over this one and we're gonna go to Hot Tropic. Now, Hot Tropic you might think looks like a very similar color, but okay, so this was the color Hibiscus, and I believe this was also from the Coastal collection. So if I compare these two, Hibiscus is way more orange. We have a much more hot pink. This color here is Spicy Marg, so I feel like this is probably the most comparable. I know on camera it's probably picking it up as being almost identical, but I promise you this is way more of like a hot highlighter pink than Spicy Marg is. And we have Ray Luna versus Rec Stretch. In my opinion, if you had to ask me which one I prefer every single time, I always prefer a Rec Stretch. I just love the stretchiness of it, and I like that the seams aren't as tight as what I find Ray Luna to be, but decently close. So if you missed out on Spicy Marg and you're okay with having a like really poppy color, I would definitely say you should be trying Hot Tropic. Next up is going to be, this was actually from the Heatwave collection and a new restock in the Core collection. This is the color Crush. Very different though, in my opinion. We have a much more like magenta color here versus like an actual like pinky red here. And then last but not least, Apricot. So the most similar to Apricot that I was thinking I would have was going to be this color from the Solstice collection as well. And I got a few from Solstice, but in comparison, way more bright of an orange, much lighter than this one here. And I thought this was a bright orange. Man, this one is extremely poppy. And then I can compare it to Hibiscus as well, but just as you can see here, way less poppy. But if we're gonna do some mix and matching, I feel like this would be a really good color to mix with this. Okay, and then before we hop into the try on, I just want to go over the new Core collection restock. So this being one of the colors, this is the color Raspberry, and I actually grabbed everything in Rec Stretch for the new Core collection. I love that these shorts are now just like 5 inch. 5 inches, in my opinion, the perfect length for just what I prefer. So here's the color Raspberry. This color, so freaking cute. Okay, so this is the color Candy. If you guys did miss out on the Candyland collection, this is very similar to Cotton Candy. It's just a little bit more of like a brighter pink, kind of like a Barbie pink, I guess you can say. And then the other color that I did end up picking up from that is, like I was showing you guys, this Crush color. I love, like I said, just a bright color. So figured I would show you guys all of those as like a quick little in between. All right, so here we are in the color Juicy. If this color does not make me look so tan. So here we are on the color Juicy. The bottoms are a size extra small. I've actually been sizing down quite a bit recently, even in Rec Stretch. I always size down in Ray Luna, but Rec Stretch I have been recently just have a more like tight fit, I guess you can say. The top though is a size small. I have sized down in a bra similar to this. This is the exact same style as the old, I think it was called a cloud rib bra. It was a cloud rib material, but I don't know the actual name of the bra. Now they brought this bra back called the Defy bra, but it is no longer in cloud rib. It's just in Rec Stretch, which I love. So I've sized down before in the past, didn't like it. I actually exchanged it. So stay very true to size with this. I ended up having a lot of side boob and it was just like really squishing and uncomfortable. So recommend true to size, and either if you're in between sizes for rec stretch, go true to size or potentially even size down. You could size up if you really just want like a not like tight fit, but I'd still say they're pretty true to size. I just like to size down. So here is this here. I'll show you the Defy bra up close. We're just going to be in a different color as well. So we have the band down below, very supportive. It does kind of come up and over so you can see, like I was saying, if you did size down, you're going to have a lot of side boob. We have a lot of coverage right now, but when you go down, there's just not enough fabric. In the back, we just have a crossover detail, and then our Paragon logo, what side are we on, is just right here. And I love the Paragon always does like really simple logoing, and it's not like over branded and in your face. It's just very minimal, and it's always in the same color that the actual fabric is. Now this does come with removable cup pads. I don't prefer cup pads, so I almost always take them out. So this is what it looks like with them not in at all. So we just have nice clean lines, and then of course we always do have this seam in the middle. So if you do prefer to use the cup pads, you're not gonna have to worry about them moving around. They're gonna kind of stay where you put them. Now these rec stretch bottoms, if I was to compare, like if you guys did want to size down, really the only areas that you're gonna feel it be a little bit more tight, of course here in the glute area, but there's a lot of fabrics to work with, so I feel like that's okay. But in the band here up top, it is going to be slightly tighter, and then in the thighs here, it's gonna be slightly tighter. Now the seams on rec stretch for your thighs here, they're always very stretchy. So in my case, I've never had to worry about them digging in at all. So if you did wanna size down, even if you do have some thicker thighs, I'm gonna say you're gonna be okay and you're not going to have any issues with your seams and digging. So this is a lighter color, so we'll do a squat test. But honestly, with colors like this anyways, I would still probably recommend wearing a nude colored underwear just so that you don't see any lines. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about with these new shorts and leggings. So this is the CurveFlex. This is the Brammy. They have this in so many collections. It's one of like their core items. So I won't really talk too much about this, but this is a size extra small. I used to get them in a size small. I started sizing down for a more fitted look. So anytime you see me wearing a Brammy, more than likely it's a size extra small. So these are the CurveFlex shorts. Little backstory on these, they were actually supposed to come out with the glitch launch. I believe that was like, I don't know, 9 months ago, give or take. And they had some issues and they ended up pulling them from the launch. They never ended up launching them. They did some redesigning, reconstruction, whatever you want to call it, and now they are back. So I'm going to give you guys my full opinion on these. I got a few different pairs and I got a pair of leggings. In the prior launch, I ended up getting a size small. The issue that I was having is that I had a lot of bunching and extra material here. The waistband fit well and like the legs fit well, but here and like this area and the glute area, I had a lot of extra fabric. So I sized down to extra small in all of these items, the leggings and the shorts. Now with sizing down, I have now fixed the problem here of having all the bunching here and the bunching here, but now we have a little bit tighter of a waistband. I believe this is a three-tier waistband. So we have a lot of compression here. Okay, so we have a completely different seam here, and these are also 6-inch. I honestly feel like these would have been better suited as a 5-inch. I'm not really a 6-inch short kind of person, especially because I have short legs, but this is what they look like fully down. So as you can see, we fixed the problem with the bunching here with sizing down to an extra small. However, we're gonna have a little bit tighter of a waistband. So if you were to wear a longer line bra like this, and if I just relaxed and we're not posed, you can see we kind of like sandwiched in here. If I had a recommendation, I would probably say to wear a shorter line bra, because even when I'm relaxed, yes, you have this little bit here, but you're not like sandwiched in. So just a recommendation for me, I probably wouldn't pair a longer line with these. You could even roll these down, but then I feel like it almost kind of makes it worse a little bit. So here it is from the front, from the back, fully pulled down. I love this new seam in here, and I'll show you guys the actual seam up close in just a sec, but this is what they look like on and full length. So obviously now we're gonna have a lot more material here, and then in the back, I feel like it honestly lifts you up a little bit more in the back though. So here is what it looks like scrunched up, and from the side. Okay, so just to show you guys the seam, this is in the color Hot Tropic. So from the gusset to the waistband, it is fairly small. This is probably only like 2 inches, maybe 2.5. And then from the inside, you can see how this is sewn. So we have this new elastic band here, and it comes from the gusset all the way up here. Now with these remind me of the Navigation. I think it's like the Curve line. The material itself, very, very stretchy, but also very soft and delicate. And so I would highly recommend, so you can see how this is stitched here. It's a small stitch. So I'd highly recommend being delicate when putting these on. Do not tug at the scrunch seam at all. These aren't a pair of Defines that it's like really like tough construction. It is soft, it is delicate. So by all means, don't yank on this at all. When you're putting these on, you need to work up the legs, especially the leggings. And when you get to the top here, don't pull up. You want to pull from like your fabric and pull up, and make sure you really like fit around your glutes by pulling here. Don't pull on this because you're going to pull on the seam and you might pop it. It's solely because it's delicate. It's not like any sort of defectiveness with any of the leggings. It is just the type of material that these leggings are with a scrunch, which they look really good on, but you just have to be, you have to be soft with them, okay? Okay, so next up, the color Lemon Lime, but I didn't want to put on the top because I figured, number one, I've already shown you both tops. Number two, I wanted to show you how well these two colors pair together. I love this color combo, so I think I'm probably actually gonna wear this the next time I go to the gym. So with these shorts, I did size up to a size small because the fabric is a lighter color, and obviously the more you stretch it, the more likely you're going to have some sheerness. So I decided to go more true to size instead of sizing down. That way I have more fabric to work with and it's going to be less sheer. Anytime you have a lighter color, I don't care what brand you're wearing, you're gonna have some sheerness. So I'll do a squat test in just a sec. I just wanna talk about the sizing differences. So for comparison, you can already kind of see when I'm in a size small, it's not as tight here. The legs though, I feel like they're almost the same, to be honest. It's not the biggest difference in the legs here when I'm talking about an extra small versus a small, but here it is. We are wearing nude seamless undies, so that way at least you guys can get an accurate depiction. Let's go ahead and do a squat test. Okay, first I'll show you guys up front so you can kind of see lines a little bit. I have a window right here, so you can kind of see lines a little bit. Same from the back. So as you can kind of see, it's obviously a little bit on the sheer side. I probably just wouldn't wear these for a leg day, but anything upper body, I'd say you're fine. I ended up picking up the Brammy and the Defy bra for this because I love bright colors like this. So I had to get both. Another color that I feel pairs very well with this would probably also be this Hot Tropic color, kind of like a watermelon vibe here. Okay, so next color combo that I had to show you guys because this is my second favorite. Actually, you know, I honestly feel like they probably are pretty equivalent if I'm gonna pair two colors together. So this is Hot Tropic and Apricot. So I also figured I would show you guys what a shorter line bra actually looks like with the CurveFlex shorts here. Shorts and leggings, probably. I'll show you guys the leggings in a sec. But I just rolled them up just because this is how I would wear them anyways. But as you can see, you don't have the sandwich effect like you have with a longer line. So just a recommendation. So I'm gonna show you guys a squat test with these. This material is different, so I figured I would show you guys a more up close. So we're gonna try this with Hot Tropic. And then I'm also gonna go over like some mix and matching some colors with different materials. So in this collection, it is CurveFlex and we have Rec Stretch. That is it. So I had the idea to mix CurveFlex with Rec Stretch as far as colors go and outfits. I'm gonna let you guys know it is not an exact match. So if you're a stickler for having a matching set actually be matching, I would highly recommend just getting the same exact materials in the top and bottom. Okay, so just to show you guys up closes with two materials. So Rec Stretch, CurveFlex in the color Apricot. So if I show you guys here, it's kind of difficult to see, but like we have way more of like a deep orange than we do here. And this is the exact same color. It's apricot, just two different materials. So if you were to wear these two and you're like really wanting the colors to match, they're not going to be exact. So maybe pair more of like a mix and match if you are wanting these, but you don't like the bra. The CurveFlex bra or whatever, I don't know what it's called, but the bra that matches with the same material. It's very full coverage and I honestly did not like the seam at the top, so I decided to opt and not get any of them. It's a very, very full coverage bra. I'm not really like a super full coverage bra type person. Like this is the most full coverage I really go. So it just wasn't really a preference for me. But then if I show you guys also like, let's say Hot Tropic, you can see the CurveFlex once again is darker than the Rec Stretch. You have more of like a deeper tone in the same color depending on the material. So if you are a stickler, I would say don't mix and match your fabrics with the same color. And so here it is in Abyss too. Abyss is definitely a little bit closer, but you can see the CurveFlex is still darker than the Rec Stretch. So I noticed that to kind of be the pattern is that the CurveFlex is just a darker tone than the Rec Stretch. So just wanted to put that out there. If you guys have any questions or if you maybe want better photo comparisons, just drop in the comments below, send me your IG and I can always send you pictures as well. Okay, and last but not least, here is the CurveFlex leggings. So I ended up getting these in a size extra small as well. And right off the bat, I will say, the waistband doesn't feel as tight on the leggings as it did on the shorts. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels a little bit better than the shorts in my opinion. And obviously like a length, we have a full length legging. I took off my socks so you guys can actually see where it hits on the ankle, and I still have a lot of excess material. So I'm 5'3". If you're a little bit taller than me, I feel like you're gonna be safe and you're not going to have like super high leggings because there is still at least a few inches to spare in the fabric department. So let's go over these really quick. I love the feel of these leggings. If you are of like a seamless legging, like if you prefer leggings like this, which like I said, I would probably compare them to like Navigation, ASHLEYJ, all those types of brands, this is a great competitor. But I would strongly caution you to size down because if you don't, you're just gonna have a decent amount of bunching, but you're still gonna be safe on the waistband. So this is in the color Apricot. This is the only color that I got this in. And I will say apricot in this material is a pinch sheer. Okay, so I'm wearing nude seamless undies and you can really see my line here. And like even in the back, you can really see it. Now, if these are squat proof, I honestly feel like with the darker colors, you'd be safer with the CurveFlex, but I will say with this apricot, it is going to be a pinch here. But I honestly like the leggings with the CurveFlex better than I like the shorts. So I know it's short season. I honestly feel like these are a fantastic fit, and I just need them in a different color because I'm just really not feeling the apricot in these, to be perfectly honest. And then also I forgot to mention, guys, if you didn't notice, I got my hair done. It is lighter. It is lighter. Finally, I committed to it. I finally went and got it done. So we are officially back to more blonde. Okay, and then last but not least, the only other thing is I ended up picking up the CurveFlex shorts in a staple black. I know we'd obviously be fine with these, but I just had to get a black as well because I honestly really do like this material. And the last time that this came out that they didn't end up launching, I got leggings, but I did not get shorts because they didn't have shorts. So that is it for this lovely haul, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is probably a long one. Thank you for sticking it out until the end. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet and you do like content like this, please consider hitting that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and as always, let me know in the comments below which one of these is your favorites. If you are going to shop this drop and you do want to shop it with early access, check out my Instagram stories for the early access code. And if you do want to save 10% on your order, my code is ASHLEYJ10, and that will also be listed down below. Thank you so much again for watching, and for all of you new subscribers, I truly appreciate all you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.